Alright. So, I went to around the Hanar on the Presidium, had the last couple upgrades for my Metagel and my grenades, so that was nice. I also went back to the CSEC guy. He had the highest ranked version of the Spectre Master Gear, the level 10 version. So these, I believe, are supposed to be the best weapons in the game that you can get. And this late into the game, that's why it's now scaled and been upgraded. By the way, I'm level 28, so I think that also has something to do with it as well. So I bought and equipped each of them because I'm a Spectre. I should be using these weapons. I've also tried to put appropriate upgrades on each of them, even though I'm mainly just using the shotgun. But what I love is that I'm not restricted to just the shotgun and pistol. With this addition of the game, I'm able to just keep using any weapons that I want. So that's nice. So before we talk to Anderson, there's one thing we absolutely have to do. Dance. Because as we all know, Shepard is an amazing dancer. One more time. And thus Garrus and Ashley turned to each other and looked and thought to themselves, dear Lord, we're never going to forget this, are we? I also want you to keep in mind that Garrus is here seeing that. And, well, let's just say he's going to bring this up later. He's gonna remember this, and he's gonna bring it up later. Just keep it in mind when we get to, say, Mass Effect 3. It will come up later. Just saying.
Hey there, welcome to Flex.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jenna.
Commander, thanks again for all your help. Hey, Commander. Good to see you again.
Hey, Anderson.
I'm glad you came, Shepard. I heard what happened.
They pulled me off the mission, just like when they forced you to give up in Normandy.
I know, I'm sorry. I wanted to warn you, but there was no way to get a message to you before you docked. I know you're pissed off right now, but you can't give up. They all think this is over, but we both know it's not. You have to go to Ilos. You have to stop Saren from using the conduit.
There's only one ship that can get me into the Terminus systems undetected, and she's grounded.
Citadel controls locked out all the Normandy's systems, but if we override the ambassador's orders, we can get them to bring the Normandy back online. You can be in the Terminus systems before anyone even knows you're gone.
If we steal the Normandy, you're the one left holding the bag.
And if Saren finds the conduit, life as we know it is over. The Reapers will destroy us. Humans, Asari, everybody. You're the only one who can stop him, Shepard. So I'll do whatever it takes to get you on the Normandy and off this station.
Stealing the Normandy is mutiny. What if the crew won't help me?
The Normandy's your ship now, Commander. Her crew will follow you to the ends of the galaxy. We both know that.
Yeah, you know that, Anderson, but the thing is, Shepard has yet to really come to the realization about why. This is something that she will actually continue to try and figure out and understand, even as we go through Mass Effect 3, to where Hackett gives one of my favorite lines of dialogue that I've ever heard in this series or any game, about why it is that Shepard seems to be this charismatic leader that people just gravitate towards and will just naturally follow the lead of. That the crew will just, without hesitation, follow Shepard. And Shepard just seems to have this effect on people in that regard. And Hackett says it in such a great way. We'll get there, But it's just something that Anderson already sees and recognizes in Shepard, while Shepard is not entirely grasping what it is. But how often would you be able to notice that about yourself compared to other people from the outside who can see what you're doing and go, wow, that is a natural-born leader right there?
I won't forget this, Captain. I promise.
I can unlock the Normandy from one of the consoles in the Citadel Control Center. You'll have a few minutes before anyone realizes what happened.
That's a restricted area patrolled by armed guards. How are you going to get in?
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're in the Normandy when the systems come back online.
You're gonna get yourself killed. There has to be another way.
Ambassador Udina issued the lockdown order. If I can hack into the computer in his office, maybe I can override it.
He's not gonna let you waltz into his office and use his computer.
Hopefully he won't be there. If he is, I'll just have to think of something.
Udina won't let this slide, Captain. You'll be charged with treason, a capital offense.
We don't have a lot of options. I break into the ambassador's computer, or I take my chances with the patrols in Citadel Control.
You'll have a better chance if you go after the ambassador's computer.
I was hoping you'd say that. The ambassador has made this personal. You ready to get the hell off this station, Commander?
Let's do it.
I'll take care of the lockdown. You get down to the Normandy and tell Joker to stand by.
Hey, good to see another human in here.
There are plenty of other humans there as opposed to just me.
Binary Helix has settled out of court with a Krogan group that had accused the Genetics Corporation of fraud. The Krogan group had contracted Binary Helix to perform studies with a long-range goal of curing their genetic sterilization. The group later sued for a return of investment money when the study produced no viable results.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I love this moment right here.
Anderson, what are you doing here? I didn't send...
BAM! Nice punch, Anderson.
Let's go. Get us out of here, Joker. Now.
So, we've stolen the Normandy. Let's see what some people have to say about that.
Can't believe we stole the Normandy. I know we'll all be court-martialed if this doesn't work out, but part of me loves this.
I should also point out that Presley has been going through some growth. We don't know this yet until we do the Normandy mission in Mass Effect 2.
Aw, damn it, no sign of pursuit? I was hoping the Council would send some ships after us. I was looking forward to putting the Normandy through her paces. Figured I'd get to see what this ship can really do.
Saren's still out there. Maybe we'll get a chance to play hide-and-seek with Sovereign.
You know, it doesn't seem like much fun when you say it, Commander. So you need something?
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
I think Joker actually has something to say at the end of each major mission. I've been forgetting to go back and talk to him. Sorry. It's been some time, so my memory is a tad bit rusty on this game. Just saying, guys. Got me a little bit of slack. By the way, I tried... So I looked it up because there is, of course, an achievement. Apparently, the only way to get the entry about the Protheans is at the very beginning of the game when we were talking to both Anderson and Ilos. And I was supposed to exhaust all the dialogue entries there. And I guess I didn't. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
It's strange.
being a fugitive from the Alliance. This crew has sacrificed everything for you, Shepard. Don't let us down.
This will all be over soon, Shepard. One way or another.
Stealing an Alliance ship? Risky stuff. But I'm right behind you, Shepard. It's the least I can do.
Everyone else thinks I'm crazy.
Sometimes crazy is the best way to go. I just hope they don't catch us before we get our hands on Saren.
You and me both.
He'll get us through, Shepard.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Commander? I should get back to my duties.
I can't believe we stole the Normandy. After everything you told me, it seems a bit extreme, don't you think?
Stealing the Normandy is a trivial risk compared to the threat of Saren.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. If you're wrong, we'll pay for it. But if you're right and we did nothing, I think we'd regret it a whole lot more. I just hope we can catch Saren before they realize we're missing.
We'll catch him. Just be ready when we do.
Yes, Commander.
Heard we're headed into the Terminus systems, Commander. Don't worry, ma'am. The Normandy's a hell of a ship. She'll get us through this.
We're fugitives on the run. Very exciting, Shepard. I wonder what the Council would do to us if we got caught.
Your father probably has some political pull, right? He wouldn't let them throw his little girl in jail.
You don't know my father. Stealing ships is a capital offense among my people. He'd probably want to execute us himself.
The Normandy's the best ship in the fleet. They'll never catch us.
I hope you're right.
I should go.
See you later.
I'm amused by what Tali just said, considering what we learn in regards to the admirals in Mass Effect 2 of the Quarians. That whole loyalty mission for Tali, when we go to the migrant fleet and meet like the Quarians and the admirals, is one of my favorite missions in the entire game. I love that mission. It's such a I'll talk more about it, but it's just such a great insight into the culture and politics of the Quarians. But we also get to see some of the different things about the Admiralty Board. But sadly, we don't get to know that much about her father in terms of his character, but we do get to know some about him in terms of the logs after we, save that ship. But we actually don't get to, sadly, we don't get to actually interact with Tali's father. Now, it's worth pointing out, by the way, you'll notice we can't go back. We are unable to go back, because of course, why would we? If we go back, they'll arrest us. But it's worth noting, we don't have to go straight to Ilos at this moment. You can still just go to any of the different, systems and planets. If, let's say, you want to go collect something or whatever to finish something off, you can still do that. You're not forced to have to go to Ilos right now. But we're already kind of committed to this, and plus we've already basically done everything else that there is to do. So yeah, we're gonna go to Ilos and get this party started. You know which world I've always tried to look for in this first game? The world that the Leviathan is on in Mass Effect 3. I've always tried to look for that planet, but then again, I can't remember what that planet is ever called. So, yeah, anyways. Ilos. In the golden age of the Protheans, Ilos was a verdant world dotted with the spires and arches of magnificent cities. Even casual observation shows this is no longer the case. Ilos has been devastated by means unknown. Its entire surface changed to the color of rust. The atmosphere shows heightened levels of oxygen. Wildfires, presumably ignited by lightning strikes, can be seen burning on the dark side. This indicates that most, if not all, respirating animal life forms have died off. Surface gravity is a comfortable 1.17 standard Gs. 261 Earth days. Day length is 54.5 Earth hours. Surface temperature is 38 degrees Celsius. It's interesting when we bring this up with Javik in 3, when we bring up Ilos, and he's like, oh, we had only heard rumors or stories about Ilos. It's just interesting.
Commander? We've got company.
Have their sensors picked us up yet?
Well, stealth systems are engaged. Unless we get close enough for a visual, they won't have any idea we're here.
Picking up some strange readings from the planet's surface.
Take us down, Joker. Lock in on the coordinates.
Negative on that, Commander. The nearest landing zone's 2 clicks away.
We'll never make it in time on foot. Get us something closer.
There is nowhere closer. I've looked.
Drop us in the Mako.
You need at least 100 meters of open terrain to pull off a drop like that. The most I can find near Saren is 20.
20 meters? No way we can make a drop in there.
We have to try.
Find another landing zone!
There is no other landing zone!
The descent angle's too steep.
It's our only option.
It's not an option, it's a suicide run. We don't...
I can do it.
Joker?
I can do it.
Gear up and head down to the Mako. Joker, drop us right on top of that bastard.
So, yes, obviously there was no scene for meeting your love interest before this because, well, yeah. I've always loved Presley during that scene. There is no other landing zone! That's basically become, for some people I know, that's actually kind of a little inside joke meme amongst us. There is no other landing zone! That's just like the term we throw around, and we just get a chuckle out of it. So obviously the obvious choice to take on this mission is Liara because of her, interest in the Protheans and Ilos and all that. And of course we're going to take Garrus, because Garrus. Hello there, Saren.
You two, keep moving. Inside, now.
We have to get inside this bunker before Saren finds the conduit. There is no way we're getting past that door with brute force.
Saren found a way to open it. There must be some kind of security override somewhere in this complex.
We will have to find some way to get it up and running again.
Welcome to Ilos. Just gonna double check for Liara here. Alright, let's get you some better ammo here. There we go. Hopefully I'll find some other nice stuff here. You can usually find some of the best weapons and armor in the game here. It's rather amusing seeing the Protheans like this, considering that later we see Javik and we're like, you look nothing like those statues.
I never dreamed I would actually find Ilos. I wish I had more time to study all of this.
Rally round!
Garrus, where are you? I tend to get a little lost here. What? Is Garrus stuck over there?
Hostile contact.
Oh, I heard him.
Huddle up!
Not now, Shepard! There are secrets here that were meant to be forgotten.
Okay. Yep.
This place still has power. It must be running off its own generator.
This must be the command center for the entire complex. Saren's troops must have sealed the doors from here after he went inside. We will have to figure out how to disengage the security lockdown if we ever want to get inside that bunker.
Ah, this room. Number of hard-hitting enemies in here. Yeah, apparently they would have aided me.
Come, Saren already has a head start. We have to go find him before he reaches the conduit.
Unless he's already found it, then we're just walking into a trap.
That is a chance we will have to take.
Hold on. Something's happening.
Too late. Unable to... Invading fleets. No escape.
Sounds like some kind of message, but I don't recognize the language.
It is probably in Prothean. This recording must be 50,000 years old. No wonder we cannot understand it.
The message is all broken up, but I recognize some of the words. It's a warning against the Reaper invasion.
Of course. Between the beacons and the cipher, an understanding of the Prothean language would have been transferred into your mind.
Not safe. Seek refuge inside the archives.
What's it saying? Can you make out anything useful?
Vault Reapers. The Citadel. Overwhelmed. Only hope. Act of desperation. The conduit. All is lost.
It said something about the conduit, but it's too degraded to help. We should go.
Cannot be stopped. Cannot be stopped.
What's the point of this area? Alright, I'm gonna do one last look. Just want to see that if there are any more of those. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, Shepard, whoa. Okay, Shepard's bugged. Okay.
Take the vehicle into the creepy underground bunker.
Good idea. Firepower will come in handy.
I have spent my life studying the Protheans, but I never dreamed I would discover anything like this. This bunker might have been the last refuge of their entire species. Just imagine what mysteries it might hold. Imagine what secrets it might reveal.
Hey, try to remember why we're here. Saren, the conduit, the fate of the entire known galaxy.
I am sorry. I was swept up in the moment. I just hope we have the opportunity to study this place in detail after this is done.
I thought Saren would have set some kind of trap or ambush for us. They must have... What are all those things on the wall? Some kind of containers?
They look like stasis pods. The Prothean...
Sorry. Didn't know that was gonna cut them off.
What is happening?
It's a trap. Sarah must have set an ambush.
I do not think Saren is behind this.
Notice the music change? Let's go talk to Vigil.
I have studied the Protheans for decades, but I have never felt this sense of foreboding. What will we find down there?
Whatever it is, we should be careful.
Hi, Vigil.
You are not Prothean, but you are not machine either. This eventuality was one of many that was anticipated. This is why we sent our warning through the beacons.
Looks like some kind of VI program. Pretty badly damaged.
I do not sense the taint of indoctrination upon any of you. Unlike the other that passed recently, perhaps there is still hope.
This is incredible. An actual Prothean VI, and I can understand it.
I have been monitoring your communications since you arrived at this facility. I have translated my output into a format you will comprehend. My name is Vigil. You are safe here for the moment, but that is likely to change. Soon, nowhere will be safe.
Are you some kind of artificial intelligence program?
I am an advanced non-organic analysis system, with personality imprints from Kesad Aishan, Chief Overseer of the Ilos Research Facility.
Why did you bring me here?
You must break a cycle that has continued for millions of years. But to stop it, you must understand, or you will make the same mistakes we did. The Citadel is the heart of your civilization and the seat of government, as it was with us, and as it has been with every civilization that came before us. But the Citadel is a trap. The station is actually an enormous mass relay, one that links to dark space, the empty void beyond the galaxy's horizon. When the Citadel relay is activated, the Reapers will pour through, and all you know will be destroyed.
This is rather amusing, considering how the Citadel is also the catalyst. You know, from Mass Effect 3. It's just rather amusing that he talks about how, you know, the Citadel is a giant mass relay, and then later on in Mass Effect 3, well, we know about, of course, the endings for Mass Effect 3. I just find that very amusing.
How come nobody ever noticed the Citadel was an inactive mass relay?
The Reapers are careful to keep the greatest secrets of the Citadel hidden. That is why they created a species of seemingly benign organic caretakers. The Keepers maintain the station's most basic functions. They enable any species that discovers the Citadel to use it without fully understanding the technology. Reliance on the Keepers ensures no other species will ever discover the Citadel's true nature, not until the relay is activated and the Reapers invade.
How do the Reapers survive out in dark space?
We have only theories. The researchers here came to believe the Reapers enter prolonged states of inactivity to conserve energy. This allows them to survive the thousands and thousands of years it takes for organic civilization to rebuild itself. But in this state, they are vulnerable. By retreating beyond the edges of the galaxy, they ensure no one will accidentally discover them. They keep their existence hidden until the Citadel relay is activated.
The Reapers can wipe out the Council and the entire Citadel fleet in a single surprise attack.
That was our fate. Our leaders were dead before we even realized we were under attack. The Reapers seized control of the Citadel, and through it, the mass relays. Communication and transportation across our empire were crippled. Each star system was isolated, cut off from the others. Easy prey for the Reaper fleets. Over the next decades, the Reapers systematically obliterated our people. World by world, system by system, they methodically wiped us out.
The war was lost. If you'd surrendered, they might have let you live.
No offer of surrender was ever given. Our enemy had a single goal: the extinction of all advanced organic life. Through the Citadel, the Reapers had access to all our records, maps, census data. Information is power, and they knew everything about us. Their fleets advanced across every settled region of the galaxy. Some worlds were utterly destroyed. Others were conquered, their populations enslaved. These indoctrinated servants became sleeper agents under Reaper control. Taken in as refugees by other Protheans, they betrayed them to the machines. Within a few centuries, the Reapers had killed or enslaved every Prothean in the galaxy. They were relentless, brutal, and absolutely thorough.
Notice he doesn't specifically mention the collectors here, except that little line about the refugees. And I find myself wondering if that's who he was actually talking about. Just saying.
What do the Reapers get out of this? Why do they keep repeating this pattern of genocide over and over?
The Reapers are alien, unknowable. Perhaps they need slaves or resources. More likely they are driven by motives and goals organic beings cannot hope to comprehend. In the end, what does it matter? Your survival depends on stopping them, not in understanding them.
That I actually disagree with Vigil on. The better you understand your opponent, the better you can have a chance at defeating them. The more we learn about the Reapers, the more we're able to actually figure out how to stop and defeat them, or at least that was what we thought was going to be the case by the time we got to the end of Mass Effect 3. Doesn't quite work out that way, but obviously we'll get there later.
I don't understand. Where did the Reapers go after they conquered your people?
Our worlds were stripped bare, harvested by the indoctrinated slaves. Everything of value, all resources, all technology was taken. Certain that all advanced organic life had been extinguished, the Reapers retreated back through the Citadel relay into dark space, sealing it behind them. All evidence of the Reaper invasion had been wiped away. Only their indoctrinated slaves were left behind, abandoned. Mindless husks, no longer capable of independent thought, the indoctrinated soon starved or died of exposure. The genocide of the Protheans was complete.
You said you brought me here for a reason. Tell me what I need to do.
The conduit is the key. Before the Reapers attacked, we Protheans were on the cusp of unlocking the mysteries behind mass relay technology. Ilos was a top-secret facility. Here, researchers worked to create a small-scale version of a mass relay, one that linked directly to the Citadel, the hub of the relay network.
The conduit is not a weapon. It is a backdoor onto the Citadel.
How did you manage to stay hidden?
All official records of our project were destroyed in the initial attack on the Citadel. While the Prothean Empire came crashing down, Ilos was spared. We severed all communication with the outside, and our facility went dark. The personnel retreated underground into these archives. To conserve resources, everyone was put into cryogenic stasis. I was programmed to monitor the facility and wake the staff when the danger had passed. But the genocide of an entire species is a long, slow process. Years passed, decades, centuries. The Reapers persisted, and my energy reserves were dwindling.
You should have fought.
We were a few hundred against a galactic invasion fleet. Our only hope was to remain undetected. I began to disable the life support of non-essential personnel. First support staff, then security. One by one, their pods were shut down to conserve energy. Eventually, only the stasis pods of the top scientists remained active. Even these were in danger of failing when the Reapers finally retreated back through the Citadel relay.
There were hundreds of stasis pods out there. You just shut them down? You killed them?
Now, the thing is, I don't really fault Ilos for doing this, because the idea is that at a certain point, you just gotta accept that there's just there was no way they were going to be able to, like, do anything if they had survived, because of how the Reapers operate. The only hope that they had was to try and pass on the information about all this to the next group that would have to deal with this, so they could have more information to try and somehow figure out a way to stop the Reapers, which is what's happening here. In fact, I believe that's what Ilos is about to say to justify his actions here.
You were programmed to protect them, not kill them.
This outcome was not completely unforeseen. My actions were a result of contingency programming entered on my creation.
I bet they didn't tell the non-essential staff about this contingency.
I saved key personnel. When the Reapers retreated, the top researchers were still alive. My actions are the only reason any hope remains. When the researchers woke, they realized the Prothean species was doomed. There were only a dozen individuals left, far too few to sustain a viable population. Yet they vowed to find some way to stop the Reapers from returning. A way to break the cycle forever. And they knew the Keepers were the key.
Aren't they under the influence of the Reapers?
The Keepers are controlled by the Citadel. Before each invasion, a signal is sent through the station compelling the Keepers to activate the Citadel relay. After decades of feverish study, the scientists discovered a way to alter this signal. Using the conduit, they gained access to the Citadel and made the modifications. This time, when Sovereign sent the signal to the Citadel, the Keepers ignored it. The Reapers are trapped in dark space.
Saren must have some plan to undo everything you did.
The one you call Saren will use the conduit to bypass the Citadel's defenses. Once inside, he will transfer control of the station to Sovereign. Sovereign will override the Citadel systems and manually open the relay, and the cycle of extinction will begin again.
Is there any way we can stop them?
There's a data file in my console. Take a copy when you go. When you reach the Citadel's master control unit, upload it to the station. It will corrupt the Citadel's security protocols and give you temporary control of the station. It might give you a chance against Sovereign.
Wait, where's the Citadel's master control unit? I've never heard of anything like that.
Through the conduit, follow Saren. He will lead you to your destination.
If the Reapers are trapped in dark space, how did Sovereign get here?
It is logical to assume the Reapers would leave one of their own behind after each extinction. A sentinel to pave the way for their inevitable return. Like those in dark space, Sovereign probably spent most of the last 50,000 years in a state of hibernation. Periodically, it would wake to analyze the situation. Keeping its existence hidden, it would evaluate the state of galactic civilization. And when the time was right, it would signal the Citadel and usher in the next Reaper invasion. But this time the signal failed. The Keepers did not respond. Sovereign's allies were trapped in the void. Alone, it was forced to try and discover what had gone wrong.
Sovereign's the largest ship in the galaxy. Why all this secret? Why not just attack the Citadel?
Sovereign is not invincible. Revealing its true nature would have united the forces of every organic species against it. Even a Reaper couldn't survive such odds. But the Reapers are patient. They will not rush into the unknown. Sovereign could have been planning this for centuries, moving deliberately, gathering allies. Slowly, it has assembled the pieces of the puzzle, working through agents to keep itself hidden. Saren is the most visible pawn of the Reapers, but I doubt he was the first. Now Sovereign has grown bold. Whether from confidence or desperation, I cannot say, but it is determined to reopen the portal to dark space.
What happened to the survivors from the Conduit project?
They used the conduit to gain access to the Citadel, but the conduit is only a prototype. The portal only links in one direction, so they were trapped on the station. I do not know what became of them then. It is unlikely they found any food or water on the station. I fear they suffered a slow, grim death. I only know they succeeded in their mission to seal the relay. Your presence here proves their sacrifice was not in vain.
And that right there, to me, kind of like is what I was alluding to, how Ilos tries to talk about how, look, all these Protheans died, yes, but it wasn't in vain, because they went to stop the relay from opening in the Citadel, and you are here, so I can be able to tell you all this, so that you are the one that can have a chance, because we didn't really have our chance, but you, because I'm here to tell you this, you now have that chance.
So when the Reapers created the Citadel, they created the Keepers as well?
A more likely scenario is that the Keepers were one of the early harvested civilizations, perhaps the very first. Perhaps they responded well to indoctrination, or the Reapers simply bred them to be obedient. In any case, they were left behind to operate and maintain the Citadel. But the Keepers are no longer directly controlled by Sovereign or its ilk. They evolved so that they only respond to the signals emitted by the Citadel itself. When the Protheans altered the Citadel's signals, they broke Sovereign's hold over the Keepers. Now, they are completely harmless.
Sovereign must have realized organic races were difficult to control.
A likely hypothesis. The Keepers evolved in an unanticipated direction. Non-organic servants like the Geth would be more predictable.
What about the beacon on Eden Prime? And the one on Vermeer? What were they for?
At our apex, the beacons spanned the breadth of our empire. We used them as a single galaxy-wide network to transmit data and communications rapidly from world to world. Virtually all the beacons were destroyed during the invasion, but once the Reapers were gone, the survivors here on Ilos decided to risk sending out a message. We knew it was unlikely there were other survivors, but if there were, we wanted them to know about Ilos. We wanted to give them hope, so a message was sent across the network.
You could have exposed yourself to the Reapers.
In truth, we didn't expect any of the beacons would still function, but we had to try. If there were survivors, we had to reach them. The message was meant for our own people. It was coded so only organic beings could interpret it. We still didn't understand the power of Reaper indoctrination. We never realized it could lead an agent of the machines, like Saren, to this world. But it has also led you here. So perhaps we did not fail after all.
Saren's got enough of a head start. Grab that data file and let's go.
Shepard, are you sure? Who knows how much longer Vigil will be here? Even now the projection is weak. This might be our only chance to speak with it, our only link to the knowledge of the Protheans. It is the opportunity of a lifetime.
I'm sorry, Liara. We have to stop Saren. Nothing else matters.
You are right. I am sorry. My personal feelings clouded my judgment. We should go.
The one you call Saren has not reached the conduit. Not yet. There is still hope if you hurry.
Goodbye, Vigil. And thank you. I find it interesting because
all their culture, all their advanced technology, And the Protheans were taken in by the Reapers just as we were. They failed.
The Protheans did not fail. They gave us a chance. It falls to us to make the most of it. So I suggest we hurry.
I find it interesting that of all the, songs and such, that this particular track, which only plays at this one scene and moment, this conversation with Vigil, is the one that perhaps is the most memorable song amongst the fans for this series. I mean, it plays on the main menu. It's the very first thing we hear when we get to the main menu of this game. And then it plays again at certain moments later on in the series. It's just I just find it rather interesting that of all the songs that, other than the song from the Suicide Mission in Mass Effect 2, and a couple of others that I personally love, like the theme of the Elusive Man, that this particular track is the one that people tend to remember. I mean, I do myself as well. It's a very beautiful sounding piece of music, but considering what it's associated with, I just find that interesting. I think the track from the Suicide Mission in 2 is more significant and epic and appropriate and such. It's a good thing it's autosaving as we're doing this. And yeah, I know that we're about to hit an hour here. When we get to the Citadel, we'll cut it off before we have the big finale. Hold on a second. Let me double check something real quick. Not that. R. Okay. There it is.
There. The conduit. It's incredible.
We don't have time to admire the view. We have to get through that relay, and these Geth aren't gonna make it easy on us.
Jeez. Keep in mind, those are Geth dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts. We see those later in Mass Effect 3, how big the Geth dreadnoughts are. And Sovereign is so much bigger than they are. Look at how small he's making the Geth dreadnoughts look.
the defenses! Seal the station!
The arms aren't moving. Systems not responding.
Abandon the Citadel! Evacuate the Council!
Citadel Control! Citadel Control, do you copy?
Alright, let's go. 40 seconds. Except this time we have boosters.
Hang on. Things are gonna get a little rough.
Yep. Trying to repair as we're going through.
Critical failures detected across all monitored systems. Please begin emergency evacuation procedure.
We are. Poor Mako. So, we've made it back to the Citadel, and we will be trying to stop Sovereign in the finale of Mass Effect 1 when we return. Stay tuned.
Critical